What's up, mateys? What's up, mateys? I have a great day. I have a great evening today. Today is Thursday, January 10th, 2019. Today, welcome to the 2019. This is a moment of 2018 and 365 days. 2018 is over for now. Last 10 days, for the last, you notice it about last 10 days. Sometimes I sort of heard about for many of the appearances who she was just talked about for Camo 7. She was mentioned to the instead of the Kyra 7 for this channel. She nearly always doing it for full time work. She makes it a mystical to newspaper collections with all these posters and these pictures within the state statements and convinced. She was convinced. I'm seeing that about last 3 years ago. I met her mom, and I mentioned to her sister Natalie. I mentioned her dad. I mentioned to you. I mentioned to Emma before. I seen about Emma's family. Emma's family very proud of herself. Very proud of them. She was very proud of herself for she was psychology for the graduation for WSU from besides the working for the 3 years ago. She is considered conservation to planning for the new job is Seattle Camo 7. She's really best. She's really best there for about Camo 5. She joins in for the television show on Seattle, Washington, and sometimes she drives to the Auburn Federal Way to Seattle to the driveway to the for all this traffic, all this people, all this at about hundreds of million people and around from the United States and America. And to the richest stands of those people, and so we know to those guys, you get a lot of about the good health, the great healthy, the problems, the great working on about in the body is. And this program starts in by Emma Jerome. I subscribers in YouTube's, so don't forget to hit the button to subscribe. Just watch it on Emma's interview for from WSU to Camo 5 to Kyra 7 on TV shows to Newby on Emma's interview to the Seattle, Washington State. This side of the new action today. You see the Maya mentioned to for the last 6 years. I was the junior high school. I was junior year. I see Emma for the first time. She was the sophomore year. She was from the Glacier View for the 7 years. I never met Emma for right about this, and size does matter. It is. If all those sophomores or senior years to very party words to decided to see the assembly and athletics activities and classes and first to sixth period. And this one's the opportunity I've just mentioned it for my planner I get to the schedule to the 365 days ago for So sometimes high school students every time work into the in those classes and giving themselves the credits and walk into the 5-minute bell rings and just walk into class and hang out for their friends, hang out with their best friends, hang out with their girlfriends, hang out with their boyfriends, hang out with their families to what's it they get, where they become, because what do you know? So we never give up. So I'll tell the truth. So what's true is I might decided to walk around to ARH in about ARHS building soon about one of my family evolutions. So I guess so. So my problem, I think, so my problem is I walked to the Lonely there and about during the junior year from the 2012 to the 2013 school year. Before I passed in the knowledge and for the allegiance and knowledge words in about 6 years. So I was decided to see I be becoming the senior year to decided to I'm going to the college to go to the work program to work to in employers, and for thanks to the stopping by for 15% minimum wage. So I failed them. About the text a month ago when I worked with Walmart. So I was kept going to terminate paperwork contract. That point is my jobs as the rest of peace is so well. It is just doing well to the great work. It's doing well to the great works. Interested in doing work for now, and my work is at the point is, guys, and I just talked to the guys to became from the Roman Catholic Church to Lutheran Church. It takes 2 years and about joining to the Lutheran Church. All this religion views to all these churches to the every Sundays. Before it's on my Sunday. I just have for the holidays and about and my planning to the working into the about the exploiters, and I try to do applications to associates footwear, and I'm wearing the referee t-shirts and t-shirts and wear it. So the referee t-shirts at men's locker room, anywhere for very sophisticate. So I look for my job is I start looking up into those schools, and the job is to look into those videos, to listening to the one of the guy for the interviews to do applications to fill the deadline, interviews, orientations, start work, takes months, take weeks, it take years, and take about retire takes about still work or retired, except to one of those wears to maybe did good cleaning for the last days, and the last days for now exit interviews to not to anybody else, to cooperate working to ever not allowed to the transaction to I would have for the track Jackson today. So I usually make money. I usually work. I usually full part-time working, make money, and make up for the pay bills to payments to for the bedrooms and furnitures. That's just like my brother's sister is. So my brother works to or target for the Saturday or target for the Saturday for the full time. Is he accepted the working for the Sunday for the full time. He does working for but it takes 4 years. For the takes about employer for the 4 years. My sister is working with the teriyaki beside of closer than by a span away. She does know, and she knows there could be a lot, you know. It sounds like it closer down to the span away for Sinead. That's why my aunt Sinead. That's my aunt. My aunt works in the teriyaki for the Bella's considered to custom free fried rice to food server to the cash factory for the box, and they help with the registrator to where the cash all this sort of representative for handlers situations to the great ways. That was for Bella. You know, that was for Bella. She talks to the Sinead about that, so and she would be able to take it a full time for Bella, and she could be putting a great work, putting with the great notes, and no track action for her, no track action for him. If a side does matter about for the job, what about the two job it is? He would accept it about for the target. He would accept it, but takes about the 4 years later. She'd been applying about 2015 for the interview. She could always be orientation. Few beside and somehow we did get it the transitions. And she has to fix of the schedule for look for the papers. And she could be always over her to get fixed up for the schedules for our target. And next one is Bella, and she's scheduled to for the Monday and Friday, and working off, and in the meantime, May event at night. She does work in it about the whole a lot of time. She really thinks it about really commentators to secret away to do and how it works at their job, the job situations. Most people asking for Bella to most people asking by the food services, all these customers, all this food lady to food customers to if you decided to get it to the cash machine, get it to send it to for the cash machines on the banks. Most of the things about for the box, when the box of the cash, right beside for the Mojo teriyaki. She was with the Bella for the orientated to the entrance of the interview. She could be always helping it. It was always helping those employers to the people waiting for order to the to take for the people for food. They can always for the Mojo Teriyaki for Bella. And I'm gonna say this in about few tribute from the memory for from Walmart thing for last 4 years from the 2016 today. So I just got tribute to the day. I just got tribute to the Cars Associates for every 2 weeks there's schedules for Walmart today, and the Cars Associates of the outdoors pushing carts. What's the part weights to one of the job application for the Walmart for the online today on laptops and computers. She think about really unsignificant to insufficient to really I was really basically so I just have payrolls today, bank accounts, routing numbers to date birth, my first and last name for 2 official 2 words to 4 numbers like social security numbers, and much like it about Social Security Administration on South Hill Mall, Puyallup, Washington, and always have 2 words to the 4 numbers to 6 words, 6 things to the size to XP6137. That's the case. That's the case to wants to look at it for the online for the office room. So where they where they talk to you about interviews and orientations, start work, and get 2 weeks in the schedules within about I'll go out there and go to the field schedules today. So feel free to decide to see 2 weeks in a row when the people come in and grabbing and pushing those cars out there, and I just push it back up to where the carts just is down, just like the lines is, just like the traffics, and that's the case in the empty cars from food, from drinks, from stuffs. All they need to do is their returnings, or they have for the returnings, and they have to review it. They have it about to review it, so they know this people are have it about the customer service and returnings or sell. So sometimes every employers just have the returnings only. They don't sell the stuffs. You know, it could be the logical full time. It's just a case of the part where it's about 3 years ago. About 3 years 3 years ago, I went to the advanced program to work crew, Washington Tractor, Calendula Farm, Woodbine Cemetery, Fireplace, Central Firefighters, and so fighters of the Sportsman Club, and to get to shotgun pick up for the gunshot shells, to throw over the garbage, to all this varsity advanced people, to helping each other for the pick up while they're working, to earning for the evaluation, to respect to the John Andersons, to Lenny Gleasons. I start working to Bethany Baptist Church, Sparks Stadium, Brookdale and McLendon's, Fuji Junior High, and part words to the eligibility to disbanding for the DVR and Trillium, and things or anywhere. And that was 3 years that I mentioned that for this year. We would try to do very something new, the good news today. All I have to know is it was that matter at that time, you know. So prayers for the memories to there. So usually going back wrong. So before I am apparently before I should get about this, sometimes it gets about inspires to entire life for entire jobs, the entire advanced program, and entire eligibility, DDA, DVR, and Trillium. It's all that in an entire job to releasing those people for paperwork stuff to determine a contract and interview for exit interviews for active contractors. All they still know forever to call to the cell phones to take out. So that means to showdowns to part of full time without the Walmart state one of the Walmart's building. I feel like to go back for the job, to takes days, take weeks, takes months, and take years. For today, we don't take anybody's vacation without for the employer's building, without the stuffs to get to the job fired, to job terminated, to job let go, and to job lost. It knows its truth, mateys. For anybody else to really sophisticatedly, and sometimes we'll let you know to get about for call their moms, call their dads, and call their jobs, to call it for their college, their universities, their emailers, and as many as they can. Alright guys, so Emma's joining the news, TV news and jobs today. So don't forget to hit the button to subscribe to my contents. Just follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or find cameras, Cockatock and Story, Tumblr, and Hangouts and Mirror, Cockatock and Mirror, and like and comment. The links in the description today. Just do not forget on YouTubers, on McJuggernuggets to unsubscribe. K Behind the Cameras, Bridget West, Mantha Tornado, Tony Tornado returns as the crazy boyfriend. The crazy boyfriend returns, and crazy boyfriend vlogs. Crazy boyfriend vlogs should be returns now, and Derradiso's Q Big Eye, and that's Boog, the Boog Show, and Boog should be okay. So she's still at the hospital. I watched over the YouTube, so it takes takes weeks to go. He'll be okay. So you know, Mocha Henderson, Herbert Hernandez, and it is the greatest YouTubers of all time. Prank findings, you know, all this fans, but you know, VidCons 2018 this summer. So do not forget to watch everybody's on YouTube's. So feel free to decide to once to go next to Sunday, January 27, Phoenix, Arizona, the World Wrestling Entertainment pay-per-view. So Raw Women's Champion Rowdy Ronda Rousey, the hero and villainous and the dangerous villains, the boss against the villain's boss Sasha Banks, should be honored with respect to in the Raw Women's Champion match on pay-per-view on the Sunday for the Phoenix, Arizona at World Wrestling Entertainment at Phoenix, only on World Wrestling Entertainment Network. So please watch our Royal Rumble on pay-per-view for the belt, just like last year. Feel free to death. Don't forget to keep your rich, mateys.